Good evening, everyone. So, welcome to Career Launcher. My name is Naveen, and today we'll be looking at how to solve analytical DI. So, a question that requires a lot of analysis. Okay. So, without wasting any time, let's begin with our set for the day. So, what we need to do when it comes to analytical DI, DI means there is or there might be some calculation involved. Uh, Actually, if you look into every LRDI is like a DI. There is some calculation involved, there is some logic involved. So you can call them logic based DI, you can call them DI based LR, right? Now, analytical based would mean that you will have to do a lot of analysis. You need to understand what is going on. Sometimes the amount of information given is so much that it becomes very difficult to keep a track of it. So, how do you solve such sets? So, you build a story around it. You read everything. You don't treat that as a reading comprehension set, rather, you treat that as a short story because stories we remember. We remember the sequence of events that happens. But when it comes to a reading comprehension, we forget what was told in a particular paragraph and what happened later on. Excuse me. So build a story around it. Take a sample example. Okay, take a sample, work around it, and then extrapolate it. Then try to understand it on the basis of whatever information is given in the set. Okay, so let's start. Let's start reading it. Recently, the answers of a test held nationwide were leaked to a group of unscrupulous people. Looks common. The investigative agency has arrested the mastermind and 9 other people, A to I, in this matter. Interrogating them, the following facts have been obtained regarding their operation. Initially, the mastermind obtains the correct answer key. So, mastermind has the correct answer key. Every question's exact answer he is aware of. And all the others create their answer key in the following manner. They obtain the answer key from one or two people who already possess the same. These people are called his or her sources. If a person has two sources, then he or she compares the answer keys obtained from both the sources. If the key to a question from both the sources is identical, it is copied, otherwise, it is left blank. If the person has only one source, he or she copies the source answers into his or her copy. Finally, each person compulsorily replaces one of the answers, which is not a blank one, with a wrong answer in his or her answer key. The paper contained 200 questions, so the investigative agency has ruled out the possibility of two or more of them introducing wrong answers to the same question. The investigative agency has a copy of the correct answer key and has tabulated the following data. These data represent question numbers. So we have got name of the people from A to I. We have got the wrong answers in their answer key, and there are certain blank answers. Some of the people have blank answers and some of them do not have blank answers, right? So it's a comprehension. So we need to understand, what is given, how to understand and remember it throughout the duration of solving the set, right? Well, let's look at the questions asked. That will give us also an idea as to whether we will be able to figure out everything out, right? So the first question is, which one among the following must have two sources? You cannot say theta, or you cannot say none of, they cannot be determined, none of these, and so on and so forth. So whatever we are about to get will be the definite one. How many people, excluding the mastermind, needed to make the answer keys before C could make his answer key? Again, definite options. Both G and H were sources too. Definite options. Which of these following statements is true and not could be true? Is true means there is something which we can definitely know. And fifth, which of the following two groups of people have identical sources? So we have got first 3 people and then second 2 people, right? Now, let's read everything and let's build a story around it. So it is given that the agency has arrested the mastermind and 9 other people. So we have got a mastermind and we have got 9 other people. This mastermind has the correct answer key. Now what happens if somebody copies, let's say that person's name is A, and I'm not talking about these A, I'm just trying to understand what is given. Okay. So if mastermind has got the correct answer key to every question, then when A copies from mastermind, he copies all the questions as such, and then he intentionally makes one mistake. So if I compare mastermind's answer key and A's answer key, I will find all the questions except one having the same options. Because A had everything correct, mastermind had everything correct, and A was copying everything, but he intentionally made one mistake. Okay. Now, suppose there is another person B who again takes mastermind's answer key and then he is copying everything. So he does the same thing as what A did. He answers everything, he copies everything exactly, but then he intentionally again makes one more mistake. Not one more, makes one mistake. So if I compare B's and MM's, mastermind's answer keys, I'll find everything same except for one question. Well, the statement says, since there were 200 questions, investigative agency has ruled out the possibility of two or more people introducing wrong answers to the same question. As in, if I compare A and B answer keys, I will find everything as same except for two questions. One of the questions of A will have an answer key, will have a key which will be different from B's key under the same question. And I'll find another question number which will have a different answer from B's answer key as compared to A's answer key. So they will be different. Now, if I only look at those and I do not have mastermind's copy, so I will not be able to figure out as to which is the correct answer key to these two questions. Okay. Now, similarly, if we have another person C who does the same thing, who copies from mastermind, he will copy everything as such, but he will make one mistake. This mistake will be different from ABC, all of them. Now, suppose there is a fourth guy who copies from A. Let's call his name as D. When he copies from A's answer key, he will find everything. He will copy from A. For him, the mastermind is A. So he will copy everything, whatever A has answered, whatever A's answer key shows. He is going to assume that these are the correct answers. And then he makes a mistake of his own. So in D's answer key, we'll find two different answers, two wrong answers as compared to master keys. Now, if there is somebody who copies from B and C both, so that person, let's call him A, he is going to copy everything as such, but then for the same question, he will find B has a key which is different from C's. So he doesn't know which one is the correct one. So should he mark that option or should he mark that option? He's confused. So he's going to leave that as blank. He will continue copying it. Then the question number where B made a mistake, intentional mistake, where C simply copied from mastermind, he is again going to get confused because B's answer key is showing some other key, some other answer, some other option is correct. And on C's answer key, under the same question, we have a different option. So confused, so he's going to leave that blank. And then he is going to make some mistake of his own, intentional mistake. Right? Somebody who copies from C and D, let's say, what that person is going to do, let's say that person is F, and we have these questions. If he copies, then what will he find? That E has left it blank, C has a different answer key, so he doesn't know what to do. He's going to leave it blank. So wherever E had left blank, he is going to leave it blank. Wherever E made the mistake, he is going to make the mistake. Then he's going to make a mistake of his own. If somebody who copies from, let's say, D and B, right? D's source is a different one. D source is not B. So B is a separate source. D has a other series of source. So suppose there is another person who is G. So G is going to copy looking at D's and B's answer keys. So for D has two different options, question numbers as different options as compared to B, and B has one question which is different. So in G's answer key, he is going to leave 3 blanks, the 2 blanks from D, 1 blank from B, right? Because he's confused. It's not that D had a blank there. D's answer key had a different option and B's answer key had a different option for that question. So that's why he's confused. He's going to leave it blank and then B one more. And he's going to make a mistake of his own. So this will continue. So if I need to find out by looking at the answer keys, at what level that person stays, or was he immediately below mastermind, was he 2 level below mastermind, or whether that person had 2 sources, depending upon the data given, depending upon the information given in the table, we should be able to figure it out, right? So let's see. Let's not look at the table right now. Let's understand. Anyone who is right beneath the mastermind, as in anyone who has copied from mastermind's answer key, there will be one and only one wrong answer, right? There will be no blanks. He's going to copy everything what mastermind has done, and there will be only one wrong answer. So having known that, let's look at hold on. What I will do is I will duplicate it. So wrong answer only one. We have got A, and then we have got D, we have got G. These are the 3 people. So if we look at mastermind answer key, all good. A copied from mastermind, all good, and then he makes mistake in 46. So I'm going to put 46 and a cross. Cross would mean he deliberately, intentionally made a mistake in question of 46. Now, if I look at D, so D is another guy copying from mastermind, everything all good, but then he deliberately makes a mistake in question number 17. Now, if we look at G, he copies from mastermind, everything is as such, he intentionally makes a mistake in question number 25. Right? Okay. Now, somebody who copies from now A or D or G, continuation, not having 2 sources, but rather somebody who has copied from A, let's say, he's going to definitely is going to make a mistake in 46, and then he will have a mistake of his own as well. But then there will be no blanks. Similarly, who is going to copy from D will have question number 17 as a wrong answer. His own some mistake in some other question and no blank. And similarly, it will go on for G. So let's see, do we have somebody at that second level? 46 again we see at E. So at E, this is the second level. So this person must have definitely copied from A. Okay, if you look at D at 17, there is nobody else at 17, right? I'm talking about wrong answers. Anyone who is at 25, again, there is nobody at 25. So E must have definitely copied from A, says that he copies everything as such. So 46 is a mistake. And then he introduces question number 90 as wrong also. Now, anyone who copies from 2 or more than 2 sources among A, D, and G, he will have blanks now. Because question number 46 from A has an option which is different from question number 46 of D. Because D ने सही option put किया, A has marked some other wrong option, right? So we need to find out, do we see 46, 25, or 17, any 2 of the numbers as blank answers? So we can see that we have got 46, 90, and 25 in option number B, right? So 46, 90, and 25 could mean that somebody must have copied from E and G, because that person is now confused. So if I look into E and G, so that it's not far, let's interchange D and G. So let's say this is G, G made a mistake in question number 25. Let's say this is D. D made a question, problem 17. Achha, now it's going to be easy. So somebody who is going to copy from E and G both, that person is B right now, that we can see. At question number 25, that person is confused. So he's going to leave question number 25 blank. At question number 46, he's confused. At question number 90, he's confused. But B has to introduce his own mistake. That mistake is going to be question number 96. So we know now that B is a part of B has two sources, E and G. Let's look at another one. C blank is 17, 46, and 19. So 17, 46, and 19 will happen where 17 is already wrong and 46 and 19. So D and E. So somebody who copies D and E. So somebody who copies from D and E, that person is going to be C, right? So that he leaves 17, 46, and 90. But then he will be introducing his own mistake. But his mistake says 27 and 56. Two mistakes. 27 and 56 so far have not been here. So we can again, we can leave this part as of now. Let's go to the next person, F. 14 and 46. Two wrong answers. And 92 and 90 blank. We can say there is no 92 so far. So we cannot bring in F right now. Let's look at H. Two wrong answers, 46 and 92. Okay, so somebody who is making a mistake in 46 and then introduces its own mistake must have copied from A. So this person is going to be H. All correct. 46 will be copied as such, which was a wrong. H did not know that. And then H makes his own mistake at 92. Okay. So we are done with H. Now we have got I. I has 17, 46, and 90 blank, and 27 is wrong. So I must have definitely copied from 46 and 90 is at E and 17 is at D. So somebody must have copied from E and D. E and D. So this person is going to be I. So what happens is at I, he copies all as such. 46 is not sure, 17 is not sure. So 17 is going to be blank, 46 is going to be blank, 90 is going to be blank. And then 27 question number, he makes a mistake of his own. So we are done with I as well. Okay, next one. We are left with C and F. So let's look at C. 27 is a wrong answer. 56 is wrong answer. 46, 90, and 25, those are as such copied, right? So for 17, 46, and 90 to be blank, can we say that person must have copied from I such that he copies question number 27 as such, which is wrong. He doesn't know that. He leaves 17 blank because he doesn't know what to fill, 46 blank, 90 blank, and then he makes a mistake of his own, which is 56. So I'm also going to circle the wrong answer somebody introduces in their own copy. So C's own mistake was 56. E's own mistake was 90. G's own mistake was 25. H's own mistake was 92. And I's own mistake is 27. Okay. Now F. F has to make two mistakes, 14 and 46. So that person must have copied from somebody who has made a mistake in 14 or 46, right? So we do not see a 14 as of now. We do see a 46. And then two blank answers, 92 and 90. So from where are we going to get 92 and 90 as the blank answers? So from here, can we say that somebody who copies from E and somebody who copies from H what will happen? "46 is wrong," that will be copied as such. This person makes a mistake of his own, which is question number 14. And then this person leaves blank for question number 90 and 92, because 90 from E has a different option as compared to H's. Same for H's, 92 question number option is different from E's. So 90 and 92 will be left blank. So we can see now very clearly visually as to who copied from which person, right? Yes, funny shots. I was there earlier. Okay, let's look at the questions now. Which one among the following must have two sources? A has only one source, mastermind. B has two sources, E and G. Right. C has only one source, I. D has only one source, mastermind. So correct option is answer option B. Next, how many people, excluding the mastermind, needed to make answer keys before C could make his answer key? So before C can make his answer key, I should make. Now I can only make an answer key before E and D can make. And E can only make an answer key when A does. Well, A and D, they both will be able to make the answer key when mastermind did. But we need to exclude the mastermind. So we can look at C ka tabhi hoga when I does it. I will only happen when E and D does it. E will only happen when A does it. Right? This is the sequence. So before C can make the answer key, 4 people, A, E, D, I, are supposed to, first of all, complete their answer keys. Next, both G and H were sources too. G is a source. Okay, G has to be a source. G is a source of B. That's it. Nobody else copies from G. H is a source to F. That's it. Nobody else copies from H. So we can see that G and H, they both are sources to nobody, common sources to nobody. So none of the 9. Sorry, I should rather take it. Next, which of the following statements is true? C introduced the wrong answer to question number 27. We can see from the table, I have circled it. C introduced his own wrong question, which is question number 56. So this is wrong. E introduced wrong answer to question 46. Wrong. E introduced 90. F introduced 14. Yes, this is correct. Next, which of the following two groups of people had identical sources? A, D, and G. Do they have identical sources? Yes, they have their sources as mastermind. So this is true. So second is not true. C is not true. Okay, E and H. E source is A, H's source is also A. So they both have the same source, A. So this is also true. So the correct option will be option number 2. Right? So I hope you guys were able to understand how to proceed with analytical based DIs. So what you need to do is build a story around it, take an example, and then understand what should happen and try to relate it with real life. Suppose had this been a real scenario and I was copying somebody else's answer key, I'll copy assuming that everything is correct in there. फिर मैं डर रहा हूँ मैं पकड़ा ना जाऊँ. So I will make one mistake. I do not know how many mistakes are already there. Or if I'm copying somebody's answer key and I see blanks, so I don't know what to do. So what I will do is I'll copy the blanks as such, but I'll introduce one more कि कोई पकड़ ना पाए कि किससे copy करा, right? So this will continue. If you guys have any question, please ask. Any doubt, Anything to ask? I'll give you guys a couple of minutes. So let me know if there is anything. No? Nothing? Well, thank you. Please make sure that you subscribe to the channel. And in case of any queries, please contact on the number given. And do like and share our channel. Thank you. I'll see you again very soon with another session on LRDI. Until then, take care.